modern world, changing shape and form through a traffic of ideas, increasingly dependent on knowledge and information concisely and clearly expressed. It's quiet now, but when the sun is out, there's an unmistakable roar of words. We spend most of our waking hours trying to make a point. Something urgent must be done and spoken about, relayed to others, in the hope that we may find an agreement or make a meaningful decision. We communicate through speech and design. We employ an alphabet, paper and ink. We use machines, depend on the spoken word. We sing sometimes, we cry. How much of it is clear or memorable? How much of it gets to where we send it? There's film, inert and transparent, a substance that can interrupt reality, distort time and space, intercept the senses, lull or electrify them. It has the power to embed an idea or change one, provoke shouts or a memory. Joy, regret, desire, revulsion, all are communicable through film. Pick a subject. Safety, industrial or private. Desirable, but remote. Who really cares? Strike a blow for it. Make others aware. What options are there outside film? A speech? Fine. Shake the rafters. Plead. Write it down. Mail it out. Paint posters. Hold contests. But will any of that be as indelible as this? Secretly, life is invulnerable. Death comes to people without names. We know what can happen, but here's the real point. Film, nobody hurt. But you can't walk away unscathed. It can sell the concept or the product. Film to enforce an idea or film to change one. The company rep, the salesman, the man in the field, can be particularly vulnerable to defeat. Alone, he loses sight of himself in relation to others. Once accepted, once secure, he stacks arms and settles for a vague routine. Retrain him, you say? Fine. But first he must admit that something's wrong. Study the harried salesman on draw plus commission, and tired. He can't find his way anymore, and scared. He can't recall what he set out to do. Motivate him, rejuvenate him, give him a bonus, a pep talk, a medal, a hot foot, a warning. Aha, that'll shake him up. Plead with him. Or do you use film to interrupt him with a view of himself, Let him recognize himself in one of life's difficult and familiar moments.
Go on in. Say hello to the guy. Give him a piece of gum. Sell him a bill of goods. Get on with it. I know every door. Every line. Hey, did you hear the one about...
You told us that last week.
Yeah, but it's got a new twist. You want to hear the twist?
No.
Harry, you've got to give me the order for the new line. 3 cents off in June. It'll knock 'em dead. It'll knock 'em dead, Harry. You got to give me the order, Harry. I'll tell you one you never heard before, Harry. It starts with this girl, see? Hey, Harry. Is there anything else we can do for you?
How do you redirect him? Urge him to try harder? Or do you provide him with a wider perspective? Something that can take him out of himself.
Harry, they raised my quota 10%.
There was a time when you would have let me know that.
But don't you
Shut
see...
up for a moment and look around. Look at the pictures on the wall.
You changed them. When'd you do that?
December. Things change.
I didn't notice.
Look around.
Where?
There's a big unwritten sign on that door that says, help. It's always been there. You once knew how to read that. Look at the pile on this desk. Proposals and counter-proposals. But where's the clincher? Where do I find that? A man could use a thought here and there. An idea.
No, I'm sorry, I can't reach him now. He's in conference.
They're still screaming at me long distance. You used to hear that before I did. Warn me. Don't tell me a joke. Make me a hero. Hang your hat and coat on my rack. Try to make that lousy graph behave. Do that in your mind's eye. Be me for a moment. Anxious, hopeful, puzzled, before you come in here. A customer is a guy who needs help. Can you still help me? Then see me. Come see me.
The motion picture, to let a man live somewhere else for a moment, to let him see beyond the well-worn boundaries of his own preoccupation, to switch roles to better understand his own. Film can play any man back to himself, give him the insight for change. Oh, wad some power the gifty gie us to see ourselves as others see us. It wad from many a blunder free us, on foolish notion. Of course, Robert Burns had no idea that we would someday have the power to free us from many a blunder. We do have the power on film.
Won't regret it.
Write me a fat order.
A fat order for a hot line. Best on the market. Tops in the field. Pride of the pack.
Fine. Put me down for...
Not like the competition. Some got no pride in what they do. No pride. P-R-I-D-E. No pride.
Where was I?
Oh, but great packaging. You gotta hand them that. But junk. J-U-N-K. You know what I mean? I used to sell for old Jack Dibble. Glop. He makes glop. G-L-O-P. Maybe you know him.
He's my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
A closed mouth is the better part of a runaway tongue. But do you tell a man that? Laughter, not a lecture. Recognizable and agreeable on film. Unhappily, nuts and bolts instruction can be a tedious and costly affair. We haven't yet discovered how to make knowledge a biological inheritance. Each generation must start from scratch. Some things require more scratch than others.
Read the book, stupid.
What book?
That book.
That's no book. That's a mystery. One lousy nut.
Check it.
What? Check it. They put too many in a kit. Oh.
You can't get away with that.
Who asked you? I didn't eat yet.
5 minutes.
5 hours. I'm not going to make a career out of this. Okay, I'll read the book. I'll read the book.
Don't. See the film.
An inside view of hidden things. A diagram in motion. No hitches, no errors, no pieces left over. Film to train concisely, directly. But there are levels beyond how-to problems that project well on film. There's the question, why bother? Consider this answer.
One lousy nut. Check it. What, check it? There's too many in a kit.
You can't get away with that.
Yeah? Who asked you? I didn't eat yet.
Your attention, please. Flight 710, direct service to Anaheim, will be delayed for the arrival of new equipment.
Now add the unknowns. Damaged reputation, loss of public confidence, loss of time, loss of sales, loss of gains already made.
Passengers for direct service flight 710 may pick up hotel reservations at the information desk.
Am I what I seem? Do I seem what I am? How am I remembered? We ask it. Communities ask it. The corporation asks it. Tallest? Broadest? Most powerful? Ancient or indistinguishable? Image? Corporate or personal? How does one humanize an entity? How does one reveal the sweep and character, the history and direction of a company? In a pamphlet or on film? Edmund Burke wrote, "Nothing in progress can rest on its original plan. We might as well think of rocking a grown man in the cradle of an infant." Just the shell of a memory, the spent remains of a dream that took hold and moved out. We've changed. Forms and calm shadows, impressions in steel and rock, a world of glass around a city of people. But who are we now? Judges by what? Rafters in space? Go back in time. Let's design a place big enough to hold 100 men.
How are you going to get him here?
Even bigger. Something for the next 20 years.
He's crazy.
I forget who said that. Foresight was not our strong point. We came here on a theory with a curiosity to be explored on an unsettled landscape. Give it a form, we said. Give it a texture, a use. Build a place large enough for a man to think, big enough for men to think. Give it a lifetime in our lifetime. It's big now, rigged for sound, combed and zoned, and open to traffic. But despite the calm and the steel, it's still unsettled. Who are we? We are as we always were. Let's just say our curiosity's grown. Image and images on film are broader than the printed word. Visualization in a visual age. Film able to affect attitudes because it affects the emotions. Political parties, associations, branches of government often hang their existence on ideas. Most of us live outside them, physically and emotionally, out of sight, out of mind. Take conservation, an abstraction. Conservation of the soil, desirable like apple pie, but not too urgent until it explodes in life or on film. Consider conservation in a different sense. We use words like disadvantaged, depressed, underprivileged. But do they mean what this means? Meet a loser. Are you convinced it's important to change him? Want to convince others? Share a conviction through film.
3, 4, 5, 6, 5,
I'm going
6,
home.
You're going to get home. You're going to miss your lunch, too. 9.
I'll see you, man.
11.
Hey, come on. You gonna stay here all day by yourself? But you wanna go ahead? You don't wanna look at me? Come on, I'm your buddy, right? I thought we were buddies. All right, that's where you're gonna be. We're gonna go. Come on. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
The motion picture, to reason beyond speech. Tangibles and intangibles. Concepts and declarations. Dreams and their products, condensed and explored and projected on this. Inert and transparent, yet much more. A vehicle for the imagination, a substance on which to reason directly, with sound and fury, or silence. Above all, a method to make thoughts understood.